I will stand by that statement about iTunes forever. And I know I got in hot water, but it didn't give me a chance to discuss it. When in truth, if you wanted to do a book, you need to present a beginning, a middle, and an end of the book in order for the story to complete. It's much like that with an album. If you really want to do the consumer a favor, sell it to them for $9.99, tell them $7.99, because now we don't have to worry about manufacturing album covers and, you know, cutting down trees. So you're being environmentally sound, you're being economically sound. Don't tell me how the consumer said, well, I didn't want that track, I only wanted the 2 good tracks. Take it back 2 steps and have good A&R guys tell the artist to go home and keep writing. You know, but a work of art needs to be presented as a work of art. I spend 6 or 8 or 10 months in a recording studio slaving over snare drum sounds or every background vocal being perfect, and for what? To listen on 10-cent earbuds? That it defeats the whole purpose. So, I don't care if I got chastised for it. I could still take that fight anytime.
Jon's fight for what he believes in has led him to the neighborhoods of North Philadelphia, where his vision for empowering those in need began.
Jon, you give back enormously, and you have formed the Soul Foundation. Where did that come from?
Finally, something interesting.
Your life is extraordinarily interesting.
One day I was in the hotel in Center City, and I was looking out of my gilded cage onto City Hall. There was a homeless man sleeping on a grate right in front of City Hall under a big statue of William Penn and all this glory of Philadelphia. And I said, I realized here's something that didn't care if you were black or white, Republican or Democrat, young or old. Homelessness and the issue of affordable housing at this time in 2005 was really something that we could get involved in. And I found through a dear friend of mine who was born and raised here, the expert in the field, Sister Mary Scullion, in this place called Project Home. Subsequently, we've built 260 units now of houses or apartments or rentals, varying sizes and shapes here and across the country, which then led to the Soul Kitchen and what we're doing now.
Jon invited me to his hometown of Red Bank, New Jersey, for the launch of his Soul Kitchen.
Good afternoon and welcome to the grand opening of the JBJ Soul Kitchen. I'd like to thank so very many here, beginning with our mayor, Mayor Mena.
A community restaurant built on his ethos of making a difference.
When I first met Jon, I just found him to be so down to earth. Someone who really wanted to understand, and someone who had great leadership skills and passion for social and economic justice in our community.
Can you tell me the concept behind your Soul Foundation?
No, I just want to hear you keep talking like that.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been there for 5 years.
This is the Soul Kitchen. This is the next phase of the foundation's work. 1 in 6 Americans are now actually going to bed hungry, and it's mind-boggling. 1 in 5 American households are at or below the poverty level, which is $24,000 for a family of 4. Mind-boggling. The simple concept is that you come here, you eat. You or I come here, you leave a donation based on a minimum donation. If you can't afford to pay, that's fine. You volunteer. You either work as a busboy, a waiter, a waitress, work in our gardens, wash dishes. If you say, I'm not a people person, not a problem. We'll take you to the food pantry. You can stock bags for those in need. So we're feeding people, bringing community together, and those who are desirous of change and want to see it affected, come here and eat, because you're paying for someone's meal that could be at the next table.
You're in your 5th year of the Soul Foundation. What are your immediate goals? Where would you like it to go?
I'd like to grow this concept because we're creating jobs. These guys, got full-time positions out of it. We're creating jobs. We're creating volunteers and job training so you can go through the cycle and eventually get a job. We have the support of this community wholeheartedly. And then we think it can be replicated. kitchen. Maybe we can scoop
Yep,
by.
absolutely.
Come in. He's the one who makes me look good. Says eat me.
Fantastic. What are you preparing?
Preparing a healthy American, regional, and southern food.
This is my station. This is where I get to.
Oh, is this where
This is where I wash dishes.
They keep you here.
The most famous dishwasher in America. That's me.
In today's world, when so many people are in need, many times people's fears come into play, and Jon brings out the compassion, the hope, what is possible, and just brings so many more people to the table to address these really serious and challenging problems.
Well, you are a White House council member for Community Solutions. What does that role entail?
I'm very pleased to have been asked to be on the council. And our mission was 16 to 24-year-old disenfranchised and undereducated youth and looking for job opportunities.
You've said that you could do more as a philanthropist than a politician.
That's true. Politics is a very tough business. Mine is a very cushy business in comparison. I don't have the skin for it. I don't have the desire to do it. I do feel that, if you are passionate about something in the private sector, it's easier to raise funds for it. It's easier to be specific about something. It's very difficult. And I applaud those who do it for the right reasons in politics.
You wouldn't be tempted into it.
Once somebody asked me, I was with President Clinton, and we were traveling somewhere, and the gentleman asked, whose job was better, yours or yours, sir? And I said, may I answer that? And the president says, yes, you can. I says, mine. He says, why? I said, because I got to keep the house and the airplane.
That's exactly what he said. He's got a good sense of humor. But it was quite a plane and quite a house while it lasted. 8 years of that plane in that house, it ought to be enough for any human being.
How does a president of the United States and a rock star meet and form a friendship?
Well, now I look old and gray. I wasn't always. And I love rock and roll music, and Jon Bon Jovi agreed to perform for me. He supported me. Every American knows Bon Jovi and knows his music. And they've been great friends to Hillary and me for many years. There's a reason that he's been so successful. He's got a great voice, he's got a great stage presence, he does great music. And he's also got a great heart, and I'm glad somebody's finally taken notice.
Less is known about his philanthropic work. Does that surprise you, and why do you feel that is?
I think for him, he's just doing what he should do and what he wants to do. And I don't really think he gives a rip if he gets any credit for it or not. He's a real, normal person with a wonderful family who happens to be dazzlingly handsome and have a fabulous voice and a mind for music and for promoting it. But he still has a whole life over here, which very few people have been able to do with the level of success he's enjoyed. And part of that whole life is his philanthropy. I don't think he ever thought about whether it was important to get credit for it or not. Although I think he should, because I think it'll inspire other people to follow his lead.
That's the beauty of this. That's what we're doing. Build communities. Hi, Marie. Thank you for taking time out of your lunch break. Thank you, sweetheart.
How are you?
Nice to see you.
You as well.
Today.
Thank you.
Hi, Marie. Lovely to meet you. I'm Tanya.
Hi, Marie.
What has it meant to you? How has it changed your life?
Well, the community at this time is still on the rise. Of course, we still have a lot of work to do as homeowners. We all need to come together and build our community. And it takes time, but we have to start somewhere.
It's a shining example of what the block is compared to what it was.
Yes. Mr. Bon Jovi is going, as well as Sister Mary Scallion. I mean, honestly,
Sister Mary.
I have to take my hat off. And what I love so much is the rock star and the nun.
When he got involved with Sister Mary, when he realized that he could actually help to create opportunity, to save families, to give children a different start, and to do it with something that needs doing anyway, which is rebuilding all that existing housing structure. And he kicks off his foundation by saying, I'm going to fix these 15 houses. You know, it was so Bon Jovi. It was like I don't want my name up on every house, but this is something we ought to be able to do.
It must have changed your life so much, Walter, to have your own place.
Yes, it has. It has. So I shed some tears, because it was just, tears of happiness. It just feels good. You can have something that you can call your own, where you know that you're not going anywhere.
What does that do to your self-esteem?
It makes me feel like a man. It makes me feel like a rock star. Yes, it does.
Give me a hug. We're gonna head out.
Okay. All right. Same here. Thank you too.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Walter. Thank you very much.
How are you, bro? You see that though? You think that neighbor would have known who I was otherwise? They do now. They look out for you here. You know, I'm part of this culture, and that's a beautiful thing to me.
Jon, the philanthropist, you are driven forward. It's your passion.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've been a lot more passionate talking to you about that than my job. But God.
That's surprising because it's made you who you are, and that passion is it. No. Why?
Who cares?
Everyone, all your legions, hundreds of millions of fans.
Well, I mean, as much as, that's what I do. It's not what I am. I can't continue to reiterate that enough. Who cares?
And moving forward, do you feel this will take over from your time, from your day job?
No. I'm writing a record I'm very happy with and it's ecstatic, but, that's just what I do. Okay, goodbye. Get the hell out of here. I got work to do.
Thank you very much, Jon.
Thank you.
For more information,